Good day, welcome to the Gulf News Year in Review. Here's a look back at the top stories of 2012.
It was a year of high-profile elections, record-breaking adventures, and heartbreaking disasters. The first man on the moon died in the same month that the Mars rover Curiosity landed on the Red Planet. In Syria, embattled President Bashar al-Assad continued to lose control of territory as the country that has been gripped by a 21-month conflict slipped into a sectarian civil war, claiming over 40,000 lives. Palestine gained non-observer membership of the United Nations as the Palestinian Authority's relationship with Israel deteriorated, with the occupying power continuing to build Jews-only colonies on Palestinian land. Following the election of a Muslim Brotherhood president, Egypt's revolution moved on to a phase of confrontation between Islamists and secularists battling to have a say in the making of the new regime and influence in its institutions. U.S. President Barack Obama won a second term, defeating Republican contender Mitt Romney in a closely fought election. Opinion polls had showed both contestants running neck and neck till Election Day. In France, François Hollande became the first socialist to win the presidential election in more than 20 years when he defeated incumbent Nicolas Sarkozy. And in Russia, Vladimir Putin began a historic third term as president, even as activists protested his 12-year reign. Xi Jinping was named the new leader of China's Communist Party. In India, Pranab Mukherjee was elected as India's 13th president, and in Venezuela, President Hugo Chavez was re-elected to the top post. 2012 also had its share of controversies. In Pakistan, Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani was disqualified by the Supreme Court, and Raja Pervez Ashraf appointed in his place. In South Africa, thousands of people attended the centenary celebrations of the formation of the ruling African National Congress. And in Myanmar, democracy icon Aung San Suu Kyi's party won a landslide victory, filling 43 of 45 vacant seats in the parliament. Closer to home, Pakistan President Asif Ali Zardari made his first official visit to New Delhi in 7 years and met Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh for talks on bilateral relations. In the Philippines, the government and the country's biggest Muslim rebel group announced they had agreed on a deal to end a decades-long insurgency. The Nobel Peace Prize in 2012 was awarded to the European Union for its contribution to the advancement of peace and reconciliation, democracy, and human rights in Europe. Topping the list of adventurers for 2012 was Austrian Felix Baumgartner, who made history when he jumped off a balloon from the edge of space. He made the world's highest freefall, traveling faster than the speed of sound. Dutch teenager Laura Decker became the youngest sailor to complete a solo circumnavigation of the world, and Tamei Watanabe became the oldest woman at the age of 73 to reach the summit of Mount Everest. Scientists also announced the discovery of a subatomic particle thought to be the Higgs boson, the elusive last key to understanding why we have life and diversity in the universe. This year had its share of disasters, some natural, others man-made. More than 1,000 died after Typhoon Bopha hit the southern Philippines, toppling power lines, destroying homes, and leaving more than 300,000 homeless. Super Typhoon Sandy hit the east coast of the United States, claiming more than 100 lives and causing damages worth $63 billion. The Italian cruise ship Costa Concordia capsized off the coast of Tuscany, killing 32 people. 2 garment factory fires, one in Pakistan and the other in Bangladesh, killed nearly 400 people. Another blast at a fireworks factory in Tamil Nadu in India killed more than 50 people. U.S. gun laws were back in the spotlight after 20 children and 6 adults were shot dead at a school in Connecticut. It was the latest in a series of shootings, including one in a crowded cinema in Colorado where 24 people were killed. Japan imposed a 40-year cap on the life of nuclear reactors following the Fukushima disaster. An FBI investigation into threatening emails sent to a Florida socialite led to the resignation of CIA director and the general who had overseen both wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, David Patrios. In Nepal, 72-year-old Chandra Bahadur Dangi from a remote valley was declared the shortest man ever documented by Guinness World Records officials. He measured 21.5 inches. Former Liberian President Charles Taylor was sentenced to 50 years in prison for arming rebels in Sierra Leone in return for blood diamonds. High flyer Bo Xilai was ousted from China's ruling Politburo, engulfed by scandal involving his wife, a police chief, and the murder of a British businessman. Eugene Pauly, the inventor of the first wireless TV remote control, died from natural causes in his home of Chicago at the age of 96. Philippine Interior Secretary Jesse Robredo died after his plane crash-landed into the sea while attempting an emergency landing. The first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong, died at 82. Former King Norodom Sihanouk, regarded as the father of modern Cambodia, died at the age of 89. Bal Thackeray, founder and chief of the Shiv Sena in India, died at 86. Ajmal Kasab, convicted terrorist of the 26/11 Mumbai attack, was hanged in India. Sir Patrick Moore, Britain's most famous contemporary astronomer, died at the age of 89. 14-year-old Pakistani girl Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head by the Taliban for speaking out against militants and campaigning for the right to education for girls. The year ended on a sad note when Jacinta Saldana, a nurse who was the victim of a prank call by an Australian radio channel, was found dead in what was suspected to be a suicide. Saldana was working at the King Edward VII Hospital and put through a call inquiring about the health of the pregnant Duchess of Cambridge. James Cameron, the director of Titanic and Avatar, touched down in the western Pacific Ocean, reaching the depth of 10,898 meters in a specially designed submarine. Rover spacecraft Curiosity landed on Mars to search for evidence that conditions were fit for life. Mining giant Rio Tinto unearthed a 12.76-carat pink diamond in Australia, while 35-carat Beau Sancy, a centuries-old diamond, was sold for $9.7 million at a Sotheby's auction in Geneva. Nuri, the first cloned Pashmina goat, was presented by Indian scientists, and Lolong, infamous for deadly attacks in South Philippines, was named the world's biggest crocodile in captivity by the Guinness Book of Records. December 21st saw the end of the Mayan calendar with looming predictions of the end of the world. Except for scamsters making a quick buck, life on Earth continued as normal, and we can all look forward to an eventful 2013.
A reminder that our next newscast is January 2nd. We wish you all a happy and prosperous new year.